While Antlers has been delayed until next year, it seems its lower fidelity counterpart, The Shed, is going to have to be a substitute until Joe Hill's much-anticipated horror film can be seen. That's okay. The Shed is an entertaining appetizer in the interim. Welcome back to ML Miller Frights, a part of the Kings of Horror Network. I'm ML Miller. Before we begin, remember to give this video a like, share it with your buddies across the electronic superhighway, click subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. Let's get the word out to new folks so we can make this channel bigger and better. The Shed is new this week on Shudder. Here's a synopsis. After losing his parents, Stan, played by J.J. Warren, lives with his grandfather who abuses him daily. Stan seems to be a magnet for this type of treatment, as he is also the subject of torment by a trio of bullies at school. Dahmer, played by Cody Costro, is Stan's only friend, and might be the only person who gets bullied more than Stan does. When a vampire, played by Frank Whaley, holes up in Stan's shed, Stan traps it, but he doesn't know what to do with it. Dahmer knows, though. He wants to get some payback for all of the abuse the two have endured through the years. The Shed is filled with inspired performances. The aggressive but friendly back-and-forthings between J.J. Warren's Stan and Cody Costro's Dahmer are surprisingly realistic, with their biting banter reflective of how the two were brought up with all kinds of abuse. It seems they just can't help but interact with others in the same abusive way that they have been treated through the years. Sophia Happonen is strong here as Roxy, Stan's crush, though I think her decision to befriend Stan again after drifting apart as kids seemed to be a rushed development in the narrative. I also like Chris Petrovsky's Marble, the lead bully, who turns into a puddle once threatened. Smaller players like Timothy Bottoms as Stan's grandfather and Soybane Fallon Hogan as the sheriff stand out as unusual but refreshing casting choices. And speaking of fun casting, Frank Whaley is gnarly as the vampire, though he is often covered in bulky monster makeup, so it kind of feels like a waste of Whaley's expressive face. While the story of The Shed is fine and dandy, as everyone loves to see the bullied fight back, writer-director Frank Sabatella makes things redundant a bit throughout, with about 4 or 5 dream sequences too many. If this were a Freddy Krueger movie and the threat were more cerebral, I would understand why so many trips into the dream realm would be necessary. But the threat in The Shed is in the real world Stan lives in, so I think the horrors should come from that rather than Stan's subconscious. I feel less time and energy should have been spent building up false jump scares in multiple dream sequence reveals. That said, there's a fun build-up of tension from beginning to end. Seeing Stan and Dahmer get the upper hand on those who wrong them is satisfying. It's also well developed how the power can quickly go to one's head once the bullied become the aggressors. The film also wastes no time with exposition regarding the rules of what a vampire is and how to defeat them, sticking pretty close to the classic lore, and not really wasting time on the hows or whys vampires actually exist. Being the movie-savvy kids that they are, Stan and Dahmer pretty much accept the fact that bloodsuckers exist, and already know how to destroy them from hundreds of hours watching horror films. Shed is about the dangers of bullying, and, of course, vampires. It is funny at times, but doesn't forget to tug at the heartstrings when necessary. It's a light and boppy horror fable, with some juicy moments of gore. Some time is wasted here and there for unnecessary jump scares, but all in all, The Shed is going to please those looking for frivolous, fangy fare. That'll be it for today. If you liked the video, please pound that thumbs up button. Share the video with your social media addicted pals. If you're looking for written reviews, you can find them at mlmillerwrites.com. Don't forget about the new trade paperback for my horror comic book series, Grave Trancers, out in all of the finer comic shops on September 2nd. And be sure to subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for alerts to be the first to see my future videos. Thanks so much for your time, and take care.
You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be, stuck inside your reality. You're doomed. Oh, you're doomed. You're doomed. God live the life that you are meant to be. Live inside.